How's it going, you guys? I'll be happy to answer any questions I can.
Hey, John, Jerry McDonald. What can you tell us about what happened with Brown, how he's doing, and where is he now?
Trent is still in Cleveland. Very glad to report he's up and seems to be doing well. We're waiting the results of some of the extensive tests that they did today and yesterday, and I don't have anything to report other than he had an issue. I want to really thank our medical staff, what a job they did in an emergency situation. And we're just happy he's up and around. And once we get the official word as to what's wrong with Trent, we'll let you know.
John, are you guys expecting him back this week? And what did you see from just Brandon Parker watching him on tape for filling in for him?
We don't know really anything about Trent's status. The most important thing is that we find out what went wrong. And, our prayers are with Trent, certainly, and he's in the best possible hands he could be right now. But his availability and his status is really not up for discussion right now as far as we're concerned. Brandon did a good job, not only filling in for Trent, but for filling in for Sam Young. And he allowed us to do some things offensively, which was really important. He earned a game ball yesterday.
Hey, John, I know that Abram is a big part of you guys' defense as a whole, but how do you guys as a blitzer?
We think he's going to be a great one. He had a couple blitzes. One of his blitzes resulted in a sack, but it was called back. I think he was offsides, but he has a playing style that I like. I think I compared him to the ex-Charger Patriot great Rodney Harrison. He just has that physical game day presence that we feel like we need back in this organization. And he still has a long way to go to become a great safety, but I think you see the splash plays that he's capable of making, and he brings us some leadership and some energy that we really need in the back end.
Hey, John, we saw Mo Hurst went down with a non-contact injury. Is there any update on him, and how do you think players like Kendall Vickers played in his place?
Yeah, Maurice has got an ankle sprain, and he'll be limited, I think, this week. His availability is up in the air, but fortunately we don't think it's serious, and I think we'll list him as questionable right now. But Vickers did what he did in Kansas City. He came in and played some valuable snaps and played well. But Jonathan Hankins had an outstanding game, and those two guys are going to have to step up for us, obviously, if Mo's out.
Coach, I know it's early, but from what you've seen from the Chargers, what do you see out of their defense, especially in the second half of games?
Well, they've been missing Melvin Ingram for some time. They get Melvin back, and then yesterday in the 2-minute drill at the end of the game, Bosa's out of the game. I think the front of the Chargers is where they really make it happen. They've got an outstanding pass rush when they're available and when they're together. I think they've got a young linebacker from Oklahoma that's on the rise. And they have a scheme Gus Bradley has proven goes a long way into playoffs. It's a winning scheme. And they've had some turnover, losing Derwin James. They've had some guys in and out of the lineup. But they're still capable of making big plays and really collapsing the pocket and getting after your quarterback.
Coach, one of the things Derek mentioned yesterday was with the Trent situation, being a little bit nervous in the locker room, just like seeing your teammate, what's going on there. Like, how did you kind of address that with the team? And then as far as Parker goes, how important is it to have guys like that are ready to step in like you did?
Well, I think the big thing is we were all shaken up pretty good. You get shook up when you see one of your own go down and you don't know what's wrong with them. But we were able to assure our players that he was in good hands and his signs were vital. He was doing good. And we said a prayer for Trent before the game. And we went out and tried to win the game for him. But, it's something that's on our mind, weighing heavily on us right now. We hope he's okay. But in the meantime, you got to credit Tom Cable and Brandon Parker, and Denzel Good played great at left guard, and Rodney Hudson had one of his best games, and that's saying something. And it's obvious that Gabe Jackson is back at full strength after the injuries that he's had the last couple years. So really proud of the effort of our whole team in a real tough circumstance.
Hey, Coach, another question about Abram. So many guys, he's the first name out of their mouths when they ask about who hypes you guys up or who energizes you. Obviously, he missed 2 games ago. Did you sense kind of just a different energy level just with him being around last game?
Yeah, we missed him all last season, too. When he's on the field on game day, something happens to him and our team. He just has a presence about him, a playing style, a leadership, playmaking that we need, and we feed off of that. And it was obvious again yesterday.
Hey, Jon, obviously the health of Trent supersedes everything, but how anxious are you to get that projected starting offensive line together on the field? I mean, they've been on the field this year for all of 3 snaps. Last year, I think it was only 5 games. I mean, you guys have invested a lot into that starting offensive line.
Yeah, it's been tough. We've had a lot of adversity, with Tyrell Williams, a guy that we thought was going to be a big part of our offense going down. The Antonio Brown thing didn't work out. And right now Incognito and Gabe Jackson are injured, and not Gabe Jackson, but Trent Brown are out of the ball game. And it's tough. It's disappointing, but it's an opportunity to keep digging, keep grinding, keep developing, and finding ways to win.
Yeah, Jon, you lost Heath earlier in that game. I wonder what his condition was, and is Arnett a possibility for this week coming back?
Well, I just saw Arnett a minute ago. When Damon's in the building, he's here. He's got a real presence about him as well. But Damon is heading to Houston to get his wrist evaluated for the final time, and there is a chance he's available for the Charger game. So we're really excited about that. And Jeff Heath has a hip strain. We're taking a good look at him, and we're hopeful he has a chance to play on Sunday.
Since you got in here, we talked about Derek and mobility and being able to run a little bit, extend plays, things like that. He's really doing a lot more of it this year. Why do you think it's clicking this year with him in that aspect?
He has a lot of pride in his performance, and he really wants to improve. And I think he knows that one of the areas that he can really make a difference is running for a first down here and there. And we all know he can hurt you with his arm. He can get it done in the pocket. But 42 yards rushing, scramble for a first down on 3rd and 9, picking up a 2nd and long on a read option, make us harder to defend and certainly make him harder to defend. And I'm really proud of the effort that he's made to improve in every area, and that's the big one.
Jon, kind of off topic just a little bit, but the coming from Ohio, you know how important this election is this year. Have you been big into politics at all, or do you look at this election any differently than any past years? But I know that state of Ohio is a big one.
Yeah, it is big. Yeah, I got my interest in a certain candidate, but I'm not gonna make this job about politics. I respect the tough decision that America has to make, and whichever way America goes, I'll figure out how to get on the same page. You bet, I'll support whoever's in office.
Jon, last week you were talking a lot about, changes on defense and, how you guys were kind of in the lab working on stuff. What was your take on how those changes kind of panned out for you on Sunday?
Well, I think it paid off. You saw Joyner make a couple plays late in the game. One, he was playing the nickel corner position. The second one he made, he was playing the safety position. So we moved a few of our players around. We asked them to do a couple different things, and they did it well. And we forced a turnover, which was a fumble, I should say, which was the first one of the year. So all in all, we did some good things. We've got to eliminate the jumping off sides early in the ball game, but we have some good film to look at with our men today and some things that we can really build on.
Coach, Cleveland had some COVID issues coming out of the game. Is there anything that you guys have to do because they had the issue?
I haven't heard anything from the NFL, so we're so far so good. We're just going to do the best we can to monitor our team, and I don't have any news to report on that. I hope everybody's okay at Cleveland.
Last two, Levi and then Levi.
Coach Gruden, Levi with Raiders.com. Of course, you're going up against the rookie quarterback in Justin Herbert. Can you just briefly describe how important it is to get after the quarterback, especially with him being a rookie and not having as much experience as a lot of the other quarterbacks that you've faced this year so far?
Well, we have to get after every quarterback for sure. We've got to do a better job of that. That's the number one thing we need to improve on still. And we got to present some different looks. But he's a lot further along than most rookies. He's been well-schooled, well-trained, and they got a lot of great receivers. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are making big plays. They can run it, and he's a problem. This young man is a problem for everybody in the AFC. He's up to a great start.
Hey, Jon, you mentioned the play of the offensive line, specifically all the guys who've stepped in to help as reserves. But can you talk more about Denzel Good in particular, what he's been able to do for this team, considering just how many snaps he's played at two different positions?
Yeah, he might be the unsung hero of our team. He really is. You know, playing right tackle in heat of the battle in Carolina without any reps, and then doing it against the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football, moving back to left guard, and not only playing two positions, but playing them well. And he is a physical presence. He has a lot of fun playing. He's a great guy. And I think if you were around here, you would say he's one of the favorites here on our football team. Everybody loves Good being around him.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
All right. See you guys.